we are here with two esteemed leaders here in the South, two gentlemen who are running cities, two gentlemen who have won election by big margins, so they operate on mandates. And both of you are strong mayors, meaning that you have your hands on the day-to-day operations of the city. I mean, it might mean you work out too. I shook your hand in your hand, so I think, you're strong mayors in that term. But let's get right into it. As chief executives, you set the agenda. So what investments are you making today that is aimed at shaping the future of the long-term health of your city? And we'll start on the end here with you, Mayor Young.
Yeah, I think well, first, thank you for having me here. It's an honor to be here with all of you. The energy in this room has been infectious, and so really excited to be here. But in terms of the investments, I think the most important investment we can make is in our youth and in our young people. And the city of Memphis proper is not responsible for education. That's the county government. But we feel like it's important for us to engage our young people from 3 to 7. While the schools have our people from 7 to 3, our goal is to make sure we're engaging those young people from 3 to 7. And so we're investing in after-school programs. We actually have programs where we're actually paying our young people for portions of their after-school learning because we want them to have resources to take home at the end of the day. And then our investment in summer youth. We had 1,800 summer jobs this past year, which is the most we've ever had in Memphis. Yeah, thank you for that. We have an ambitious goal of getting to 3,000 this upcoming summer. And our goal is to make sure that our young people are exposed because we know that you can't be what you can't see. And our young people need opportunities to see an image of the future so that they can feel the hope that we want them to aspire towards. And so that's really the biggest investment that we're making is investments in our young people, our programming and jobs.
Okay. All right, and Mayor Dickens, same question. So what investments are you making today that are intended to pay off in the future?
Yeah, I appreciate that question, Leroy. Thank you all for being here. Thank you, John Hope Bryan and Hope Global Forum for once again hosting here in Atlanta. It's good to see so many friends and so many leaders. And then, of course, being on stage with Mayor Young, a fellow engineer and a fellow Kappa. So we kind of got a whole lot in common.
Yes.
I remember when he was elected, I was rooting for him, and we share notes all the time. My interest, as you know, I'm all about making sure that Atlanta continues to move forward. And so when I set the agenda for the city of Atlanta 4 years ago, it was to make sure that we're one safe city, a city of opportunity for all, a city built for the future, and a city that has effective and ethical government. And so that safety is vital for everybody to have certainty. Certainty so that you know how you're going to be able to have business that succeeds without interruption due to violence or crime, but also safety for your personal safety, your family safety, so that kids can reach that destination they're trying to be at. And then to have opportunities for all is about affordable housing, it's about small business investment, it's about making sure that the economic engines of this city works for everyone, that opportunities are for our youth, opportunities are for people that are living on the margins, those that are experiencing homelessness, but then a city that's built for the future. What are we doing to make sure that this future, that we're future ready, future proof, if you even imagine that, and you think about all the things we're doing in technology. I created a position, a senior technology advisor that connects founders and funders, that connects VCs and private equity investment to make sure that this city is a city that you mentioned when you're thinking about technology. Of course, we have this great set of institutions from Georgia Tech to Morehouse, Spelman, Clark, Atlanta, the AU Center, Emory, Georgia State, to make sure that, that people see Atlanta as an investment-worthy place so that we always have a vitality in our economics and that people want to be here, work here, and do business here. Investing in our youth is exactly what we all have talked about, to make sure that this is the best city in the country to raise a child is my goal. That's my ultimate goal, my North Star. And to do that, I declared it the year of the youth in 2023. It went so well, I got smart and said, let's do it again in 2024. It went so well, we did it again in 2025. Now, the Atlanta public school system, we have the highest graduation rate ever at 90.5%. And that's 3 percentage points higher than the state of Georgia. And we were at 83% when I started, and now we're at 90.5%. We invested so much in our young people, not only in after-school programs and, of course, summer jobs. Just like this mayor here, I set a goal. When I got the ball, we were at like 1,200, 1,500 summer youth employment. Now we're at 6,000 people making $15 an hour minimum and $17.50 average, working not just in the city, not just for city government, but they're working at the world's greatest beverage brand, Coca-Cola. They're working, if you're interested in marine biology, you work at the world's biggest fish tank, which is the Georgia Aquarium, just over this hill here. If you're interested in international diplomacy, you work at the world's busiest airport, Hartsfield-Jackson. So we wanted to make sure that these young people have the experience of a lifetime, because they're going to be holding these seats in a few years. And so that's our future investment.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So since we are talking about the future, and you sort of alluded to it, and with the available and future applications of AI, there's an economist, they laid out a stark binary choice for individuals and their institutions. And for workers, he said, you're either going to be AI empowered or AI replaced. For institutions, you're either going to be AI empowered or left behind. So I would like for each of you to talk about what you're doing now and what communities should be doing, what mayors should be doing, how they should be leading the conversations on making sure that our folks land on the right side of that choice. So I will start with you.
Yeah. This is a big topic in Memphis right now because some of you may know that XAI built a $12 billion facility in the city of Memphis. And there was a lot of political pushback because of who's behind XAI. But my position has been, how can we capitalize on the opportunity for our city in two ways? One is the economic opportunity. So as a city, when projects come to your community, you have the opportunity to give incentives. We call them pilots in Memphis, tax abatements. And for this project specifically, there was no tax incentive, which meant that this property is paying 100% taxes. And so, which is a great thing. It's a great thing. It's $25 million in its first year. $25 million to our city and county budgets. What we did was we created something that we had never done before. We created what we called a community benefit ordinance, where we were able to allocate 25% of the property taxes to the 5-mile radius around the facility to make deep investments in the community that have been much needed for many, many years. And we started this because we want to have a process for data centers, because essentially it's a big data center. There's going to be, a couple hundred employees, but not thousands of employees. We want to make sure that as they come to our community, that we are able to get maximum benefit for the people that live in the communities most adjacent. And so that community benefit ordinance is one way to make sure that as these data centers are coming into communities all across this country as a part of AI, that we're getting maximum benefit. The other part of the equation is making sure that our young people have the opportunity to learn how to drive AI, because you can use AI to create new programs. I was at a mayor's conference that I think Mayor Dickens was at as well, and I had a meeting with some young people that had started a new business where they use AI to create procurement manuals for cities. And so these people figured out how to use AI to create a whole new business opportunity. That's what we want for our young people. We need our young people to be driving AI to create the new businesses and not thinking about it, how it replaces us, but how do we use it to amplify and create new entrepreneurs. And I think when we have that level of training in our communities, then you're going to see our communities be able to rise because they're going to generate more economic activity.
Thank you, Mayor Young. And Mayor Dickens.
Leroy, what's interesting is the last part you just mentioned, we saw that at the conference. I set a meeting with them, and now the city of Atlanta is utilizing that technology to make sure that we expedite our procurement processes and look for businesses in our ecosystem that can perform those tasks. We're utilizing the technology that we saw. Going off of what he said as well, part of what we have to do as leaders is especially leaders that are engineers and know technology. Before this job as mayor, I was the chief development officer for a company called TechBridge. And so part of it is to demystify things like AI. I've been living long enough to know it. People get scared of just about everything that they don't know. Remember the first time you thought about getting in a car, like a Uber or a Lyft, like, I don't know this dude. Where is he taking me, right?
Right.
The first time you stayed in somebody else's house, Airbnb, you don't know these folks, right? Or, I remember my mom who worked for the phone company, who was your customer service person when you wanted to add a line or get three-way. And when they came out with those computers that had a mouse, she was like, they trying to change my life. I've been doing this for 20 years. I know how to get somebody three-way calling and call forward and then get them an extra line. Why I need this mouse and all this? Is this just too much? Right. Well, that's the same thing with AI. Part of our role is to help people understand it, to engage with it, to demystify it, to make it familiar, but also they got to use their own human discernment to know what's real or what's fake. How do we overcome the negatives of a thing like AI? Because AI can be pervasive where you're watching something and it ain't even what you're getting catfished, or something is telling you some misinformation and you're soaking it up and then you're transferring it on to a trusted neighbor. So you're really, a cancer in society if you pass something on that's damaging. So we have to, one, help people understand and get educated about it. Two, we have to embrace the positives of it, which for us in the city of Atlanta, we're using AI right now. You call 311, you'll get a live person. If the lines are busy, you'll get an AI tool that helps you navigate to where you're going. You walk into City Hall, you can go to a live person information desk, or you can go to Ava, who's our AI, and you can ask her, I'm just trying to get a permit, and she'll walk you through it. Or I'm trying to find somebody that can help me get an after-school program for my son, and she will just talk to you like a human. We're using AI to help determine leaks. So we have leak detection tools that can go in underground and let you know if there's a leak that's forming and how large that leak is, how long it's been going. So we're using AI on our garbage trucks that's going around picking up garbage, but it's letting us know where there's excessive amounts of litter, so another vehicle come back and come pick that up. So we're using AI to improve our lives, not necessarily take away jobs, but then the third piece is what you talked about, is how to inform people to get involved in AI, to make money off of it, to be able to have careers in it, and no better place to do that than Atlanta and Memphis.
And Memphis, that's right.
All right, being respectful of the time of you busy gentlemen, I think we got a couple minutes here left, but I do have one more question. So a thriving city is defined by growth, opportunity, and stability. We spent time talking about growth. We spent time talking about opportunity. But when we talk about stability, some of the biggest threats to stability in your cities is the issue of affordability. So just take a minute apiece, if you would, to talk about what that means for right now and the implications of the future when the cost of housing and wages and debt are weighing down people, and in many cases, that's changing who is in your city and what it looks like. So Mayor Young, we'll start with you.
Yeah, I think this is something that's really, really close to my heart. I was the housing director for the city of Memphis for many years, and my purpose in life was to ensure that I had an impact on housing in the city of Memphis. And what I'm seeing right now, not just in Memphis, but across the country, is people are unable to afford a comfortable quality of life in our communities. And it's important for us as leaders, as mayors, as entrepreneurs, to think about new ways to create housing stock that the people are going to be able to take advantage of. And in Memphis, unlike some other cities, we have affordable housing. It's just not quality. We need quality, affordable housing. And so I want to make sure that people understand the difference. It's not just having a place that you can go into that's not fit for human habitation. We want to make sure that we have quality, affordable housing options. And so in order to do that, we have to create new tools. I was really, really impressed. I literally was just telling Mayor Dickens behind the scenes how impressed I was. We were at another event in Nashville just a couple of weeks ago, and the Affordable Housing Fund that they created is one that we're actually working to create as well. Because what we have to do when it comes to affordable housing, it's a math issue. It's an issue of math. Like, you can only build so much housing for so cheap. There has to be some level of subsidy or some reduced debt, some reduced level of debt that comes into the equation. When I say level of debt, I mean the interest rate. So if I can create a fund where I can provide thousands of dollars at 1% interest so that a developer can take that and then build an affordable housing unit and offer the rent at a lower rate, then it makes it much easier for our community to access those resources. And so our goal is to create those types of funds. We're working really hard right now to create that in our community, and it's going to be modeled after what you've done here, because we have a deficit of about 38,000 affordable housing units in the city of Memphis right now.
Wow.
38,000.
Wow.
And the only way that you tackle that is one bite at a time. And we need people to have access to those resources.
Mayor Dickens, you get the last word.
Yeah, affordable housing is one of my love languages. I love talking about affordable housing and to be able to share the things that we're doing in Atlanta. Quite a bit of this, let's just talk about it a little bit. So affordable housing has two parts to it. The affordable part is really an income part. Right. The housing part is the part that most of us deal with, and that's what we're dealing with a lot. But the affordable part is still a economics issue. People have more month than money. You have more month than money, you're going to have an affordability challenge because incomes have been stagnant and the cost of living, the cost of housing has risen. Cities can only do so much with that. That's really a federal thing. Interest rates, inflation. We do what we can to help incomes increase. We've increased our minimum wage to $17.50 an hour. Still not enough to afford a $400,000 house or what have you, but it's a little bit more than what it was many years ago. So putting that to aside, the smart people in this room need to also focus on the affordable part, how to get people's incomes up, which is getting people in careers and pathways to upskilling, reskilling, and things of that nature.
Right.
But going to the housing part, I always say that Atlanta is a group project. And I know a lot about affordable housing, but I know that there's others in this room and others around the community that would like to help in that. And so we do an all of the above approach. When I got in, I wasn't doing a task force, white papers, or none of that. We did a strike force, and we used every piece of publicly owned land that we have, and we're putting it to work. We're taking public-private partnerships. I got musicians in the audience and small business folks that are doing affordable housing, like Killer Mike and Shay and Crystal and their team. I'm working with HUD. I'm working with, if you come with me 2 hours from now, stay here, but 2 hours from now, I'll be cutting a ribbon on a modular unit, the first multi-family modular units of 100 housing units right here in the city of Atlanta at the watershed department. So our goal is 20,000 units. We're at 12,000 already in the first 4 years, and we're going to hit our 20,000 by doing it utilizing public-private partnerships. So if you want to partner with the city of Atlanta, contact me because we know where to place the dollars to get the maximum impact. All right.
Thank you, Mayor Dickens. All right, so Mayor Young, Mayor Dickens, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Our cities are in good hands, and we've got big thinking in both places. So as a son of the South, I'm very proud. Yeah. And thank you for this talk. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah.